Hi, everybody. Welcome to Reality Buzz TV, where we talk about all things reality TV drama. And right now, you guys, the most dramatic show is back in season. What time is Tembe, you guys? Our favorite shows. We always enjoy talking about Utano Tembe. I personally enjoy talking about Utano Tembe. So, one of the things that have come out recently is the rumor that Mangwabe has a son that she had before her marriage to Babu Selego. And they're saying that this boy on the left, I don't know if he's going to be on your right when you're watching, it's him. And then I think it was like last season or the season before that, it also had come out that Uma Sawola, who was Selegu's second wife, the late wife, Masawule, had a son too, and that son is Ulungelo. And in that season, they were trying to get hold of him, get in contact with him. There was Umakumalo and Umselegu, because Umakumalo was very close to Masawula, they say, okay, because we don't know, we were not there. They say that Makumalo was very close to Masaula, and so she was close to Ulungelo. But after the passing of Masaula, for some reason, nobody ever checked on the boy. Okay, so he was raised by his lovely family, his grandmother. If you look at his Instagram, you guys, it looks like he has a very close relationship with his grandmother. So in this one season, Lungelo made an appearance, you guys, and it was a pleasant appearance because he's a good-looking boy, okay? So nobody was complaining when Lungelo made an appearance. Nonetheless, you guys, we had questions about how Kam, Mselegu, and Makumalo were claiming that they did not know where Lungelo was and how he was doing and all of that when Lungelo lived. It looks like he lives in Durban, you guys, and he's always lived in Durban. Okay, so how can you be in the same province as him, but you are claiming that you don't know where he is? And also, he's very, very present on social media. So that was a shock, you guys. It just felt like it was a made up storyline that they were really not able to get hold of him. Now they were looking for him. Makumalo even went and met with Ulungelo. And also, when they were meeting, you guys, we got a shock of our lives because Lungelo did express that actually, when his mother passed away, he did not know that Musa Mseleku was not his biological dad. So for him, it was quite a shock when, after the burial of his mother, Mselegu was never seen because he thought Mselegu was his biological father, okay, meaning that they had a close relationship. And from the way that they explained what happened, because Mselegu was even telling, no, it wasn't Mselegu. Lungelo told a story of how when he was taken back home to his grandmother, Mselegu was the one that actually gave him a bath, and then they went after his mother's passing. So he took care of this boy from what we heard from Ulungelo. So Ulungelo didn't understand why he wasn't saying Umusa Mseleku after the funeral because he thought that he was his biological father. Only later did he find out that it was not him that was his biological father. But I can imagine as a young boy, you guys, how disturbing that must have been for him. So this is the thing, you guys, that I'm just wondering about, because it does seem like Umselegu has married women that have children, because obviously, of course, with Mangwabe, it's still a rumor because she hasn't confirmed that there is a son. But with Masaola, we know for sure that that was his wife. Of course, we don't know what they had done, because even with the other wives, we thought all of them were married, and then we found out, they were not really married, okay? So we don't know what had been done, but we know that he lived with Masaola and her son, and he took care of her son. So I'm just looking at the differences here, you guys, because moving from being a father that was accepting of your stepson, because it looks like back then he was accepting of him, he wasn't, it doesn't sound like he was being forced to love Ulungelo, and Ulungelo felt love from him. So now to be a man that is like out there campaigning for other men to not marry women that have children, I kind of like, I'm confused by that, you guys. So obviously, they were not able to maintain a relationship after Masawula passed away, from what we heard on the show, you guys. And so that season, if it was last season or the season before, it was just them reconnecting. More so Ulungelo no Makumal, because Mseleku never met with Ulungelo. We still don't know if that meeting has actually taken place, because Lungelo expressed that he would actually love to have a conversation with him because he has questions for Ubabu Mseleku. Now, you guys, moving on to now, the son that is said to be Mangwabe's son, you guys. His Instagram is private. I don't blame him, you guys, because the way that everybody has been talking about him recently, I would privatize everything also, okay? But he is a musician, so maybe it's not a bad thing for him. So maybe he must open his Instagram so that a lot of people can just follow him and, get his profile up, kind of a situation, okay? So now with the son that is allegedly Mangwabe's son, you guys, of course, like, you don't see anything where he's talking. Well, we haven't heard from him, but from the dots that have been connected in the internet, he's just referring to Mangwabe as his mom. But I'm guessing that they don't have a relationship because of the attitude that Mseleku has right now when it comes to stepchildren, is that he doesn't like the fact that you will be forced as a man to love children that are not biologically yours, okay? I guess, you guys, that Mseleku doesn't believe in that bonus father situation. He doesn't believe that there are situations where you can be a bonus father to somebody that is not biologically your child. Yes, you're going to have your biological children, but you can, there's times where you can be in a situation you can do a really good job of being a bonus father to somebody. And I feel like he's missed out on that situation with Lungelo, and possibly missing out on that situation with this young boy here that is said to be Mangwabe's son, all because he believes that he shouldn't, a man should not be forced to love children that are not his own. It's quite interesting to me, guys, that Ubaba Mseleku is like in this situation where he would like to have had more boys. But I kind of feel like, I know people will say, no, but it's not his biological children. But I kind of feel like, actually, you do have two other sons. You just don't want to be that bonus father to them. I kind of feel like he does have these two sons. He could have been a bonus father to these two sons had he chosen to. I don't know. There's something about him just believing that a child has to be his biological child for him to love the child. But at the same time, he differentiates between the children that come from boys and the children that come from girls. I don't know. It's just weird for me with that situation, you guys. So it's interesting that he was able to embrace Ulungelo at the time when his mother was around, embrace him as his son. I wonder what happened that made him do this turnaround now, where now with the current alleged son, Kamangwabu, he cannot do the same. And also just the fact that he could have maintained that relationship with Ulungelo even after Masawula passed away, but he wasn't able to. I wonder why that is good, because it would have been nice if he was able to keep up that relationship with these two sons. It could have been a great, like a good relationship, basically. I'm sure Lungelo has his biological father. Maybe he's still alive. Maybe he doesn't need Ubaba Mseleku. But from what we heard, he would have appreciated that relationship maintained when he was growing up, okay? I guess, you guys, if you are Baba Mseleku's stepson, you don't really get acknowledged like that, okay? I wonder what the situation is here. When I said on my field review that Baba Mseleku doesn't show up to work, this is what I was talking about, because these are the type of things that we would like to hear about, okay? How come you chose not to be that bonus father to Ulungelo when he lost his mom? And how come you are choosing not to be that bonus father to Mangwabe's son, if this is Mangwabe's son? Those are type of stories that people can relate to if you chose to bring them. English guys, if you chose to bring them to the show, people will be able to relate to that, because there's so many people that have children outside of their marriages, and then they get married, and they have to married, and then they have to blend families, and then the other spouses are not so accepting. Sometimes the spouses are so accepting. So I don't know why they're leaving this story out of the Mseleku story, because it is part of the Mseleku story. Anyway, you guys, I still feel like they used Ulungelo that season because they were short of storylines. They just brought him for like to shoot like 2 episodes, I think, and then that was it. I wonder, you guys, if they followed up on that relationship because he sounded like he was keen to keep up a relationship with Umakumalo, and he also sounded like he really would like to sit down with Mseleku and have a conversation with him. I do wonder if Mseleku has actually granted him that wish of just sitting down and having a conversation with him. Anyway, you guys, these are Mselegu's two stepsons. That is, if Mangwabe's son is really Mangwabe's son. And tell me what you think about this situation, you guys. Do you think that there are reasons that made Obaba Mseleku choose not to be Bona's father to these two young men? Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. Please like it before Pumegona, share it with your friends, with your family, and even with strangers.